Ah, crap. Alright, I think we're up and running. I wanted to make sure that the stream was good to go before I started talking. Sometimes it takes a minute before the stream actually starts. Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome. Today I'm going to take you through a couple tips that you need to know if you're trying out Assetto Corsa EVO right now. Eventually I'm going to make this into a video that's much shorter. Maybe I'll make a short out of it. But I just wanted to get these tips out here so you guys can see it as soon as possible. First thing you should know is if you're not used to playing these type of games and you're having issues like steering and things like that, if you look down next to the speedometer there, you can see the tires, they're blue. When your tires are blue, that means they're cold. And your car will misbehave when the tires are blue, if they're orange, or if they're red. So if you're having trouble turning, look at those tires. It might not be a setting that you need to change. It might just be that you need to change the way that you're driving. Now, speaking of settings, I'm going to show you guys some settings here to help you drive on controller. Things that we've learned in the Discord. If you want to be a part of the Discord, it's Not Fooling Around for Discord server. There's an invitation to that in my bio. We're learning things and we're sharing with each other. So I want to show you some things to make the game playable on controller. So I'm running a controller right now. It's not bad. The settings that I'm running are right here. This is the Xbox controller. And you go settings, you can go manage presets right here, and there should be an Xbox 360 default. You click on that, you can load that up, and those are pretty good for me. I'm not going to load it up right now, but I am going to show you guys a couple more things that you need to be aware of. So we're back here. I clicked on Xbox controller, and here at car, your steering axis, if you click on that, it'll pull up properties. Now, these are two different settings that you can turn on. That's is slider, and I want that off. Invert axis, I also want that off. So those are both off. Properties for this steering that I'm using, the dead zone is 7%, saturation 100, saturation X is at 100, saturation Y is at 100, and the curvature is at 20%. Now, if you look at the throttle is a slider. Now, the dead zone for that is 53, saturation X is 98, saturation Y is 100, and the curvature is 6. Brakes are slightly different. I think these are the proper default settings, 53, 96, 100, and 10. Now, something I want to show you guys is that if you accidentally bind something and you're having difficulty unbinding it, say we want to unbind handbrake and you can't figure out how to do it, you click on it and then you clear binding. I know it seems obvious right now, but I didn't see that forever. Someone had to show me that it was there. Because if you click on it and you're not on, say you're not on properties, maybe you're on settings, right? So you click on handbrake and you're on settings, you'll never see that clear binding. So go, say you want to unbind handbrake, you click on it, make sure you're at the properties, and then you can clear the binding. And while we're there, these modifiers here will change the way things behave. So it's important to know that. I'm told that if you're on wheel, and I haven't tested this yet, and you want to get your camera to look left or look right, which I'm having difficulty getting it to do on wheel, I'm told, first of all, you can come up here and search for look, and that's what we'll do, look. So look left here. I'm told you need to put that on constant. So I haven't actually tried that yet on wheel, but I will try that later today. Let's see, there's a couple other things I wanted to tell you guys about. Oh, yeah. So another thing for on wheel, if you're trying to change your camera view on wheel, you need to bind under camera here. It's the weirdest name. It's called drivable. This setting right here is the thing that switches between in-car, chase cam, you know, all those different cameras. That's what they call it. They call it drivable. So make sure if you want to switch views in-car on wheel that you have drivable bind. You have to bind drivable. Let's see. Now, there's some other things I wanted to show you. So, like here, when we're looking at, say, Let me get rid of all this stuff. So like here, there is, for the Xbox controller, there are settings here, you know, like speed sensitivity, steering filter, steering assist weight, and vibrations. And then, so those are 4 settings as well. I mean, maybe all of these affect a controller. I'm not sure. I'm sure that these, obviously force feedback and stuff isn't for a controller, that's more for a wheel. I don't know if all of these are for a wheel, or if I think these bottom 4 might also affect a controller. Vibration certainly will. So you have settings here for controllers, and then you also have settings underneath individual controls, right? So your steering has properties as well. So that's just something you need to know. There are settings that you can affect, and then under individual settings or individual button presses, there are also properties you can change. So that's something you need to know. And then finally, the coolest thing that we found out, check this out. We're gonna discard all this stuff and we're gonna actually end the race. Check this out. This is something I thought was really cool. We're gonna exit to main menu. So this one took me a minute to catch on, and the only reason we even found this out is because I was driving a car, my buddy was driving the same car, and we were having completely different experiences. So check this out. He was driving one of these Porsche Cup cars, and you see this here? This has ABS and traction control variant. Well, I was driving one down here, the red one, the base variant. It doesn't have any, the red one here, the base variant. Broly, stop barking, man. These ones don't have ABS and traction control. So the thing you need to note is that these aren't just liveries. They actually change the way the car behaves. So like you can see, this one is ABS and traction control. This one is simply ABS without traction control. And then the one down here doesn't have ABS or traction control. So it's not just, hey, this one's red or this one's got leather. There's more to it than that. You need to be aware of that as well. And I think that's it for today. My name is Mike. If you join us at the Not For Unarmed Crew Discord server, we have a section set up for Assetto Corsa EVO, and we're all learning things and sharing together. So if you want to be a part of that, go ahead and join the Discord. There's a link in my bio. Everyone is welcome there. And above 18, I should say, please, adults only. And yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to the video. Comment, it really helps. If you like the content, please comment. It really helps. Okay, that's it. See you guys next time. And I'm actually going to get some driving on. I'll keep the stream on for a minute as I drive. But yeah, that's got nothing to do with the video. We're just going to be driving. No more tips, just me driving. And make sure you don't go above the pit limiter until you cross this line. I guess maybe I will have some more tips. Who knows? Yeah, we're done with just a tip. We're going all the way in now. What's up, Nades? Those are the best tips that I could come up with this early in the game. I mean, and you got to thank the devs, man. They're really getting after it the way you hope that they would. I mean, it's early access, right? But they've already dropped, in 24 hours, they've dropped 2 patches. So they're really getting after it, and you got to appreciate that. I know I certainly do. Nades, have you played the game yet? I don't typically play on controller. I'm a wheel driver myself, but I wanted to find out if this game is playable on controller, whether or not people will be competitive, and it certainly looks like it. There is so many different settings there. I wouldn't be surprised if we find out that you can actually even play this game on keyboard when it's all said and done. There are a ton of settings that you can change. There's like 200 different things you can bind, a ton of graphical settings. It's just super impressive, and it's only day 1. Like I don't even think we're barely past 24 hours already. Let me catch up with what Nate said. They will likely patch something almost every day for a while. Very briefly, maybe 1 lap. Gotcha. Yeah, I think it looks like they are, right? I mean, eventually it'll take a little bit longer to push out patches, I guess. But yeah, it looks like for now they're definitely pushing stuff out really fast, which is good. It's great. Yeah, I did some racing on the wheel last night, man, and I really like the feedback. I think the feedback is better than it is in ACC. I never played AC, so I don't know about that one. I must have picked an automatic car, so I must have picked the wrong one or something. Oh, yeah. So there's, that is another thing, actually. Let's restart the session. I'll show you how to fix that. So that's something else. I'm glad you mentioned that. Crap, I might have to take that phone call. Where is that? Settings? No. That's actually restart. We'll quit the session, and I'll show you how to do that. So that's right here. That's under right here when you're setting up, you practice or race, where you want to race your car, what kind of weather you want. It's right here, your assists. You can go over here and change it off of automatic. That's automatic ignition, automatic gearbox, yada, yada, yada. All that stuff is right there. Oh, you changed yours. Oh, but didn't go back. Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah. Force feedback was lacking, but I didn't do any settings changing. Yeah, I did change some of mine in, but I don't have the wheel plugged in right now. Actually, it might still show that stuff. Let me go back in there. We'll change cars. I'll go back in and we'll see if I haven't driven the Alpine yet. So that's a standard. That's just, I guess that's the S Aero kit. Standard blue pack, microfiber pack, Endstone edition. I guess we'll drive that one. I mean, they all have the same PI, which is interesting. Or I think that's a PI, right? That's 6.75. So we'll grab that and let's get into here. And this is pretty cool. You can change where you're looking at the car and what the weather looks like. Rain doesn't actually work there. It didn't last time, but I tried to change it to rain in here last. I didn't do anything, but that's okay. All right, but let's go. And let's change tracks too. Why not? I'll see if I can get Mark to send me the settings. He's got it dialed in. Oh, nice. Yeah, Mark and Nate's are on the same type of wheels, so that might help. Let's see. I'll take a look at mine anyways, just in case. All right, where would I say? Go to settings, controls. Yeah. So you can see here under settings, I have the steering lock at 1080 with a 90% force feedback gain, 45 dynamic damping. I think that's actually wrong. I think I moved mine down. So yeah, probably when I load up my real one, let me see if I can load up my real one. Yeah, my real one's right here. Let me load this one up. Oh, they won't let me load it up because I don't have a wheel in, I guess. Why won't they let me load it up? That's weird. Oh, there we go. I'll load it up. So here's my settings for the Fanatec. I have it at 1080, 90% force feedback with 20 dynamic damper, 0 minimum damper with a 20% damper gain. Obviously, you have true force. You would probably want that all the way up. And then these are all down. And I'm not sure if these, which I want to turn that up because it should get vibration in the wheel as well. Let's try that at 25%. But I don't know if these affect the wheel or just controller, these four at the bottom. I need to figure that out. But I had mine set at all zeros down here. So, all right, let's get driving. Oh shit, I can't drive with these settings. These are wheel settings. Let's load up the proper controls. I think I'm running this one. Load Xbox default. By the way, if anybody hasn't messed with their Xbox default settings, I did mess with mine. I would like to see if somebody could tell me exactly what yours say. If you haven't touched Xbox default, load it up and let me know what yours shows under steering properties. I want to know these four numbers here, these four numbers here under throttle properties, and these four here under brake properties. And I also want to know what yours say here in settings. If you haven't adjusted your Xbox 360 default settings, please screenshot this stuff. I'd love to see what all this says. I think mine is right, but I may have messed with it. Somebody online recommended to change some settings in the controller. Now, I'm still messing with it, so I'm not sure I can recommend it. But they're saying to move your curvature up to 50. I'm not sure that I like that. I'm still Still checking, but that's something to be aware of. Their dead zone was down to 2. Their X saturation was at 96, I believe, or 95. Yeah, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. There's not too much of a difference between 7, 100, and 102, 95. You know what I mean? So the curvature between 20 and 50 is a big difference. So I haven't exactly figured out what to do with the curvature yet. I will let you guys know on controller what I think the best bet is. Maybe 0. Who knows? You know what I mean? We'll figure it out. What you guys, if you guys have messed with it and you guys like something, let me know what you guys think. You know what? I'm gonna move it right now and give it a shot. Let's put it down to 0 and see what happens. Let's apply that. I won't save it, but we'll apply it and get driving. See how that works. Somebody recommended 50. I'm usually using 20, and now we have it down at 0. So I'm definitely going the opposite direction. Let's see how that affects things. I've never driven this car, so there's that. And I don't use controller a lot, so if it looks like I suck at driving on controller, well, that's because I do. You see how my right front tire turned orange and then yellow and back to green again? If your tires are red, it will absolutely affect how you're braking and steering, so just something to be aware of. I'm going to do one more lap with these 0 settings, and then I'm going to switch it to 50. See which one I like better. We'll get to the bottom of this pretty quick, if I can even tell the difference. See how my outside front tire is red? That'll give you issues. So if you're having issues, and you're like, man, this car sucks, or these steering settings or braking settings, they suck, well, make sure that your tires aren't borked. You know, if your tires are borked, that's going to create issues that no setting is going to fix. Make sure your tires are staying green, or, you know what I mean? Like, at least you're trying to keep them green so you can... Because when your tires are too hot, you're going to have less grip than you should. But it's the same if they're too cold. If they're too cold, you'll have less grip than you should. One thing that I do, and this is going to sound kind of crazy because it doesn't always work, but one thing that I do when I'm trying to learn a track without a racing line on or something... Oh, Leah's back. Alright, let me kill my mic for a minute. Oh, I was just going to say that I ride from curb to curb. Usually these tracks will have curb where you need to drive. So, like, you know, I went from that curb. You see there's a curb on the inside here, so that's where I'll go next. Then you'll see the next curb is out here. And then there's one in here. So you want to be driving towards the curb. Usually that will help you like 90% of the time if you don't know the track where you're supposed to go. They put curbs where you need them. It's not 100%, but like 90% of the time it will help you if you go from curb to curb. See that? This track isn't great at it. Normally there'd be one on the outside here and then one on the inside. This track isn't great at it. That's why I said 90%. It's not 100% for sure. But some tracks you'll see it's really good. Like, I think Imola's pretty good at that. American guys in the UK just putting curves everywhere. What's that all about? In weird spots. Come on, guys. You never built the track before? Hello. Alright, so right now I'm going to switch to that 50% setting, and that'll be the last thing we try today. Oh, that's a good time to get off the track and do it, I guess. So what I'm changing right here up at the Xbox input or controller input, I'm going to go down to steering properties, and I'm going to change the curvature from 0. I think it's typically at 20. Standard, like the stock base setting is 20. I was just running 0, and let's change it up to 50. See how that feels. And we're going to go apply that, and we'll drive it. I would say right now, like within the first couple seconds of driving, 50 is definitely better than 0. Oh yeah, definitely going to recommend a 50 over a 0 there. So yeah, definitely don't go down. I would stay between 20 and 50, maybe even try higher than 50. Maybe try going up to 60, 70, see what that does. Anyways, my name is Mike. Thanks for watching. If you're looking for the tips, I gave most of those in the beginning of the video. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys next time. I'm out.